Goodluck Jonathan under fire as Liberian President George Weah concedes election defeat. So if George Weah conceded defeat, how is that a problem to Goodluck Jonathan? We need to look into the details and understand the message clearly. Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan came under fire in the early hours of Saturday morning after he applauded Liberian President George Weah for conceding election defeat to opposition leader Joseph Boakai after a tight race. So the Liberian election ended George Weah's presidency, which was marred by graft allegations. Boakai, 78, a former vice president who lost to George Weah in 2017 election, led with 50.9% of the vote over Weah's 49.1%. With nearly all the votes counted, the country's election commission said on Friday. So reacting, Jonathan applauded George Weah for treading the path he took when he lost 2015 presidential election to his successor, Muhammadu Buhari. So the former Nigerian president said, Liberia wins, democracy gains, having led the West African Elders Forum mediation mission to both the October 10, 2023 general election and the November 14, 2023 presidential runoff poll in Liberia. I am deeply pleased with the successful outcome of the democratic process and look forward to a peaceful transition in January 2024. I congratulate the President-elect, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, and urge him to be magnanimous in victory and seek to continue the efforts to unite and advance his country. I am also particularly grateful to the outgoing President, His Excellency George Weah, who has just conceded defeat, and congratulated his opponent even ahead of the official declaration of the final result by the National Election Commission of Liberia. So by doing this, President Weah has exhibited an exemplary display of statesmanship and commitment to the peace and progress of his country. I am delighted that at the end of the exercise, Liberia wins, democracy gains, and our sub-region ECOWAS is better for it. However, this hasn't sat well with Nigerians who've faulted his handover of power to Buhari and also tackled him for congratulating President Bola Tinubu's election victory, which was allegedly marred by malpractices. Exactly. So that is the perspective. Now we are appreciating Liberia for having conducted a good election and everybody is accepting the outcome without fight. There can never be an election in Nigeria without a fight. I tell you, if not for anything, Nigerian politicians will never give up. But again, it was because Jonathan was, somehow his government was corrupt anyway, and they saw him as a featherweight politician. That is why he quickly gave up and handed over to Buhari. But handed over to Buhari is the problem we have in Nigeria today. Buhari ended up messing the country up beyond repair, and that is actually not acceptable for everybody. So a lot of people are reacting to Goodluck Jonathan's congratulatory message to the president-elect in Liberia and the outgoing president George Weah as well. Let's see what people are saying. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, God bless you. You are truly a Democrat, but the obedient will not see anything good in you. Can you imagine? In your response to Liberia election, there are children of anger, bitterness, and frustration. Nigeria is an international disgracing politician. Okay, very soon many international countries will close their airspace. Their airspace, Nigeria don't cast. Nigeria's worst president. Those attacking Jonathan are deceivers and hypocrites. Okay, and are not ones that betrayed democracy and still betraying up till now. Nemesis will catch up with them one day. Exactly. Those people are appreciating Jonathan, that is it. So the so-called manipulative northern elites have rubbished the image of this country Nigeria. They mal our constitution through their military decrees and manipulations of states and local governments in their favor. George Weah shouldn't have considered defeat. The margin was too close. Anything could have happened. I think he should have gone to court. How come obedience in this matter? Why calling obedience here? Bash at any wrong. A lazy fool. It does sort time. Can you imagine? Obedience will always be in denial. Okay? Former President Goodluck Jonathan is notable elder statesman, and may God keep blessing him. Amen. Okay. So God bless. Good election and good result. But what about your own country, Nigeria? Nothing, Nigeria, nothing. So instead of Jonathan and people like him to speak out against injustice in Nigeria, they choose to congratulate a loser, then go to another man's country to pay lip service. Very bad one. So that is the situation. Well, Jonathan has done his own part. He has congratulated, the new president-elect of Liberia, and also appreciated the outgoing president George Weah for conceding defeat to his successor. So that is the way it goes. Somebody say, are you sure there will still be Nigeria in 2027? That is the question. With the way our politicians are looting public treasury, there may not be election in 2027. No. There may not even be Nigeria. They could not loot Nigeria through it. So we Nigerians are castigating Jonathan while the whole world is celebrating him and what he represents. I used to think there are no role models in politics, but Jonathan proved me wrong. The world needs more leaders like him. Okay, the man run away for fear of Buhari and El-Rufai. Now it's small thing. That was a nonsense talk. He was too weak of a person and president. Is that what you think? If he hasn't considered defeat in 2015, okay, believe Nigeria and Nigerians would have been worse for it. Okay. GJ was the weakest president ever in Nigerian history. More Nigerians have been killed against his blind wish not to allow innocent blood flow in the nation. So he abandoned the power to vagabonds. They're giving him back to back here. So both for and against. Some people are supporting him, especially people from the West. They post some southeast saying, no, this man is the weakest president ever in the history of Nigeria. He ran away because of Buhari, thought that Boko Haram would come for him. Okay? But whichever is the case, he is done. He did the 6 years, and it's in record that he was a Nigerian president. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.